The African sun climbed high, casting a golden glow over the vast plains. It was a day of celebration at Pride Rock. From every corner of the kingdom, animals had traveled to witness a royal birth. Elephants trumpeted, monkeys chattered excitedly, and the air thrummed with the sound of birdsong. The wise old baboon Rafiki held the newborn cub, Simba, aloft for all to see. The Pride Lands rejoiced for their new prince, the son of King Mufasa and Queen Sarabi. Well, almost everyone. In a shadowed cave, Mufasa's brother, Scar, sulked. Simba's arrival had shattered his own ambitions to be king. Later, Mufasa confronted him. Zazu, the king's hornbill advisor, fluttered nervously. "You should have been at the ceremony," Zazu chirped. Scar merely flicked his tail. "I was first in line," he hissed, until the little hairball was born. Bitterness dripped from every word. Time flew, and Simba grew from a tiny cub into a boisterous, playful young lion. One glorious morning, Mufasa led him to the very peak of Pride Rock. "Look, Simba," he said, his voice swelling with pride. "Everything the light touches is our kingdom." Simba's eyes were wide with wonder. "Everything?" he asked. "Everything," Mufasa confirmed. "And one day, all of this will be yours." But Simba's gaze drifted to a dark, shadowy place on the horizon. "What about that place over there?" Mufasa's expression hardened. "That is beyond our borders. You must never go there, Simba." Later, a curious Simba found his Uncle Scar. "Guess what, Uncle Scar?" he chirped. "Dad showed me the whole kingdom. I'm going to rule it all one day." A sly, cunning smile spread across Scar's face. "Indeed, but did he show you what lies beyond the northern border?" Simba shook his head. "No, he said I can't go there." "Oh, of course," Scar purred, his voice dripping with false concern. "It's far too dangerous. ... Only the bravest lions dare to go there." He had planted a seed of dangerous curiosity. Simba, desperate to prove his bravery, raced to find his best friend Nala. "Come on," he whispered. "I know about this really cool secret place." After begging their mothers, the cubs were allowed to go, but only with Zazu as their chaperone. They dashed across the savannah, laughing as they easily outsmarted the flustered hornbill. Soon, they found themselves in a dark, chilling valley, littered with the giant bones of elephants. "Whoa," Simba breathed. "This is it. The elephant graveyard." Their awe was short-lived. The three hyena Shenzi, Bonsai and Ed slunk out from the shadows, their eyes gleaming with hunger. Well, Shenzi sneered. "Looks like we've got some royal trespassers. Maybe their lunch," Bonsai cackled. The cubs puffed out their chests, trying to look brave, but as the hyenas cornered them, a deafening roar shook the very ground. It was Mufasa. He landed between the cubs and the predators, a picture of raw power and fury. "If you ever come near my son again, ... double quotes," he snarled. The hyenas yelped and scrambled away in terror. Turning to his son, Mufasa's voice was stern. "You deliberately disobeyed me." Simba's head hung low. "I'm sorry, Dad." That night, beneath a blanket of brilliant stars, Mufasa's tone softened. "The great kings of the past looked down on us from those stars," he explained. "So whenever you feel alone, just remember that they will always be there to guide you. And so will I." Meanwhile, Scar was livid. His first attempt to get rid of Simba had failed. "I practically gift-trapped those cubs for you," he raged at the cowering hyenas. Then, a wicked grin spread across his face. "But there's always another way. Be prepared, ... for the death of the king." The very next day, Scar led an unsuspecting Simba into a narrow gorge. "Wait here," he said with a sickeningly sweet smile. "Your father has a wonderful surprise for you." Once Simba was in place, Scar gave the signal. The ground began to tremble. A massive herd of wildebeest thundered into the canyon, a terrifying, unstoppable stampede. "Dad, help me!" Simba screamed. Mufasa appeared in a flash, braving the chaos to snatch his son and place him on a high ledge. But as he struggled to pull himself up the cliff face, he saw Scar standing above him. "Brother, help me," Mufasa begged. Scar leaned in, his eyes cold and cruel. "Long live the king," he whispered, and shoved his brother into the churning herd below. Claude. When the dust finally settled, Simba found his father's body, still and silent. "Dad," he whimpered, nudging him. "Dad, wake up, ... Double quotes, tears streamed down his small face as the horrible truth sank in. Scar appeared, feigning sympathy. "Simba, what have you done? This is all your fault." Simba was paralyzed with shock and guilt. "What should I do?" he cried. "Run away," Scar commanded. "Run away, and never return." Heartbroken and believing he was a murderer, Simba fled into the harsh desert. He ran until he could run no more, collapsing under the scorching sun. He was found by two unlikely saviors, a fast-talking meerkat named Timon and a kind-hearted warthog named Pumbaa. "Hey kid, you okay?" Timon asked. "You're alive. That's the good news," Pumbaa added with a laugh. They took Simba into their lush jungle paradise and taught him their simple philosophy for life. Hakuna means no worries. And for many years, Simba tried to live by those words, pushing his painful past deep down inside. Years passed. Simba grew into a magnificent lion. One day, a hungry lioness attacked Pumbaa, and Simba leaped in to defend his friend. As they fought, he recognized her. It was Nala. Their reunion was joyous, but it was cut short by grim news. Nala told him how Scar and the hyenas had destroyed the Pride Lands, turning their beautiful home into a barren wasteland. "You have to come back, Simba," she pleaded. "You're our only hope." But Simba, still haunted by his past, refused. "I can't go back." That night, the mystical baboon Rafiki found him. He led Simba to a quiet pool of water. "Look harder," he urged. As Simba stared into his own reflection, it slowly transformed into the face of his father. "Remember who you are," Mufasa's voice echoed from the heavens. "You are my son, the one true king." With his father's words ringing in his ears, Simba knew what he had to do. He returned to Pride Rock to find it scarred and desolate. Scar was enraged to see him alive. "Murderer!" he shrieked, trying to turn the pride against Simba. "Tell them who is responsible for Mufasa's death." Simba, finally understanding, roared back, "It was you." A terrible battle erupted. Amid the chaos and flames, Scar cornered Simba and whispered the truth. "I killed Mufasa." A wave of pure rage gave Simba the strength he needed. He overpowered Scar, pinning him at the cliff's edge. "Run away, Scar," Simba commanded, echoing Scar's own words from so long ago, "and never return." But Scar attacked one last time, and with a final desperate shove, Simba sent him tumbling into the fires below. As cleansing rain began to fall, extinguishing the flames, Simba ascended to the peak of Pride Rock. He looked up at the sky and heard his father's voice one last time. "Remember ... Simba drew a deep breath and let out a mighty roar that echoed across the plains, announcing the return of the true king. The land healed. The grass grew green, the rivers flowed, and life returned to the Pride Lands. Before long, Simba and Nala stood proudly on Pride Rock as Rafiki held their own newborn cub high for the cheering kingdom to see. The great circle of life was complete and would continue, just as it always had. States. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.